Hi, today we're going to talk about the 7 effective ways to utilize an uptrend line. Now the uptrend line is a very important technical tool and is very simple as well. But once you know and learn how to use it, it's going to be life-changing, and it will change the way you look at technical analysis and analyze stocks. And it's simple, but it's very effective. Now let's decipher what is an uptrend line. So what is an uptrend line actually? An uptrend line is basically a line that connects as many lows as possible in an uptrending stock. So I have with me the stock chart of Apple, the daily chart. You can see I've drawn an uptrend line here, and it connects the lows here, 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 and here. So this is an uptrend line that connects as many lows as possible. Now, having said that, the uptrend line is actually a very subjective tool, okay? Because someone can draw an uptrend line that connects here, someone can draw an uptrend line that connects here, the lows here. Some may just draw an uptrend line connecting the lows here, okay? But I have drawn an uptrend line connecting as many lows as possible. And now, what are the uses of the uptrend line? There are 7 of them, and we're gonna go through each one of it in detail. But let me just give you a bird's-eye view on what the 7 uses are. Number 1 is to gauge the health of an uptrend. Number 2, it can act as entry areas for trades. Yeah, there are some traders that enter trades based on trendline support. Number 3 is to spot weakening of an uptrend. And number 4, to spot the end of a bullish momentum. And the 5th use is to spot a sell-off. Number 6, you can actually use it to short stocks. Later I'll show you. Number 7 is as a take profit tool. Okay, how do we gauge the health of an uptrend line? Basically, let's say this is Apple, and I've drawn an uptrend line. As long as the stock trades above the uptrend line, right, it's healthy. Okay, but the moment it drops below the uptrend line, especially when it drops to here, right, it shows that the health of the uptrend is not good. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will crash the moment it drops below the uptrend line. It just tells us that the health of the uptrend is not very good. So after you draw an uptrend line and your stock breaks above an uptrend line, you should be careful and treat it as, the health of the uptrend is not so good. So you have to be aware when your stock does that. Alright, before I continue, if you find so far this lesson helpful, do like my video here and subscribe to my channel for more lessons like this. Alright, this is the daily chart of the spiders, the SPY, which tracks the S&P 500. Notice how I connected the lows here, the lows here, the lows here. And we can actually draw a steep uptrend line. And here I have also drawn another uptrend line. The lows here connect the lows, lows, lows here. And when you see the SPY drops below the uptrend line, right, it tells us that the health of the uptrend is no longer good. And because it dropped below the uptrend line, you can see it corrected. Here also corrected. So when the stock or the index or whatever you analyze drops below an uptrend line that you have drawn, it just tells you that, hey, be careful, the health of the uptrend is not so good. Here I have Meta Platforms, a weekly chart of Facebook. Yeah, this is a long-term trend line. I've drawn the uptrend line here, connect these lows here. And you can see that when the stock dropped below the weekly uptrend line, it shows and gives us hint that the health of the uptrend is not very good. It was some time before it collapsed, but if you have paid attention to this break of an uptrend line, you will have avoided quite a lot of this. You can see how much the stock collapsed. Now, there's something important for you to remember is that whenever you draw an uptrend line, let's say this is the uptrend line you've drawn, it is anchor energy. What we can do is, as long as the stock is still trading above the uptrend line, it tells us that the health of the uptrend is intact, and we should continue to remain bullish buyers in the stock. So at this moment, if you were to ask me, hey, is the trend healthy or not? Will the stock continue to go up? Well, we can say that yes, the uptrend is still intact. We should be bullish buyers, and most likely than not, the stock will continue to move up. So that is the beauty of the uptrend line, a simple analysis tools that help you gauge the health of the uptrend. Now, the second usage that some traders might use is they use the uptrend line as areas for a trade. So, for example, we can draw this uptrend line at Denison Mines. This is a daily stock chart of Denison Mines, and we connect as many lows as possible. Okay, so when we extend it into the future and the stock was corrected here, this could be a trade setup. Some traders can buy the trend line support and have a quick trade up, and here is also a trade setup. Okay, when the stock trades to around the support area of the trend line support. Now, uptrend lines can be areas of subjective support. So they are not objective support. That means because trend lines, different people draw different trend lines. But if you learn to draw it correctly and connect as many lows as possible, they can be used as entry areas for your trade. Brinker International here, I've drawn this uptrend line. Okay, connect as many lows as possible, and here there's a buy setup. Okay, when the trend line acted as a support area. Okay, you can also use support and resistance as to help you. Okay, not only at the trend line is support, you can use price support analysis to give you more confidence in the trade. And also you can use Japanese candlesticks as well. Here's a bottoming tail that happened around the uptrend line. So this could be a buy setup, and if traders take the trade, right, see how it gave a nice swing setup, swing trade setup. So if you have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button, right, for more videos like this. So this is a daily chart of element solutions. We connect as many lows as possible, and here is a trend line support. Okay, when the stock corrects the trend line, it can be in the support area, and this is actually also a price support because this is a resistance area. But once it has been overcome, it becomes a new support, and you can buy the stock for a 4 to 5 swing trade. Okay, so the tip is when you combine price support and trend line support, odds of stock going up is very, very high. So number 3, the third usage of the uptrend line is to spot a weakening of an uptrend. So I have with me the 60-minute chart of the QQQs. Here we draw an uptrend line, connect as many lows as possible. Now look what happened. First of all, the QQQ refused to make a higher high. So that in itself is actually a sign of weakening already. And it drops below an uptrend line. And when it drops below this uptrend line the first time, right, it should give you a warning, hey, that the uptrend is not as strong as we thought. And then it tries to go up, and the second time it just gaps and go down here. And the second time it goes below the uptrend line, right, it shows there is weakness in the uptrend. So it shows that short-term uptrend is weakening, and eventually you can see the QQQs collapsing. Here we have Cemex, the daily chart of Cemex. Okay, when we connect the lows, this is an uptrend line. Look what happened. When the stock dropped below the uptrend line, it shows that the uptrend is weakening. and there's a sell-off here, but eventually it recovered. But if you have learned the uptrend line, you might be able to sell off earlier here. Now the fourth usage is to help us spot the end of a bullish momentum. Sometimes the stock can go up and shoot up very fast. For some reason, maybe good news, like here, the stock shot up very fast in a short period of time, and there was bullish momentum. Then it dropped below this uptrend line and it collapsed. And here we have the stock dropping below an uptrend line as well. So although it did not collapse, right, what this tells traders is that, hey, there is a slowing of bullish momentum. So the tip here is when stock drops below an uptrend line, especially a steep uptrend line, it shows us a slowing down of bullish momentum, and it could be the end of a bullish momentum. Okay, there is a lot of support here, but doesn't mean that like this stock is going to crash. But if you have bought the stock around here and you see it dropping below an uptrend line here, it just tells you that, you know, be realistic, because bullish momentum has stopped. Here we have CVX breaking below an uptrend line one time, two time, and the third time here. Well, it is a sign that bullish momentum is slowing down. It tried to move up, but because of it drops below the uptrend line, right, it just shows us that the end of the bullish momentum has come. Right, a stock that is bullish should never drop below its uptrend line, and look what happened after that. It just collapsed. This stock, Dun and Bradstreet, November, rose rapidly up to early 2024. Then it broke below an uptrend line. You can see that it just traded sideways. Now, many times when the stock drops below an uptrend line, it doesn't mean that it's going to crash. It might mean that the bullish momentum is ending, and especially if there's a resistance area overhead here, it is a signal that, hey, maybe you should take profits, you know. So it's a good idea to combine uptrend line analysis with support and resistance analysis. Now the fifth usage of an uptrend line is to spot a sell-off. So resistance areas are areas where quite a lot of short sellers will spot it, and a lot of them might want to short the stock when it reaches a resistance area. For example, at C here, it tried to move up. It moved up rapidly as well, but look what happened when it meet the resistance area. Okay, if we draw an uptrend line, you can see that it collapsed. It dropped below the uptrend line, and then it sold off. So the tip here is, when you combine the break of an uptrend line with resistance area, you can often spot a sell-off. Okay, so because a lot of short sellers might be shorting the stock. Okay, so if you were long here, you should have got out around here. Now this Euronav, okay, dropped below an uptrend line, but before that it formed a double top. Okay, so when it broke below the uptrend line, it sold off rapidly. It actually also gapped down to 13 bucks. So tip here, when you combine the break of an uptrend line with bearish reversal chart patterns, you can often spot a sell off. So learn to combine the break of uptrend line with bearish reversal chart patterns. Here we have Dow Inc. Corporation forming a head and shoulders top. Then it broke below an uptrend line. Okay, and look, it just collapsed, just sold off rapidly. Here it breaks an uptrend line, then it hovers around here, forms support, but eventually the stock dropped below support and sold off. So always combine the break of an uptrend line with other chart patterns and also support and resistance analysis. That way you can spot a sell-off quite fast. Okay, the next usage of the trend line, the uptrend line, is to short stocks. Okay, a lot of traders, they short stocks when it drops below an uptrend line. For example, CureVac here, where there's an uptrend line here. You can connect many lows, and the stock was actually quite weak already. There was a sell-off that happened, but it traded sideways, right? And it was not able to move up. In fact, we can draw a trend line here, and the moment it dropped below the uptrend line, it gave a signal to short sellers to short the stock. So you can use the break of an uptrend line to short the stock. Here we have Enviva, downtrend, gap, and then it tried to rise, but it's just a very weak rise. About $8 up to 13.50, but eventually it dropped below an uptrend line, and this can be an entry point for short sellers to short the stock again. And look how far it dropped. Now stock here, FGO, sell off, and then it rose, form a double top. We draw an uptrend line, it dropped below the uptrend line, and here is a resistance area. Remember, resistance areas are areas that many short sellers come in, and you can also learn how to short sell when you combine resistance area, double top, break of an uptrend line. Okay, you can often find this a great place to short stocks, and your entry could be just when it breaks the uptrend line. And look, now it's like 226. So a great way to short stocks is to look for a break of uptrend line at the resistance area. Now the last way to use the uptrend line is as a take profit tool. So I have this iShares MSCI Canada. Let's say you bought the stock around here. Okay, you think it's bottoming, and then it rose to this resistance area, and you draw an uptrend line, right? You can actually take your profits here as it drops below the uptrend line at the resistance area, right? So you can this can be a good trade. Okay, so you can take profit when the stock or index drop below an uptrend line. Okay, this is for short-term trades, and it's a very, very useful tool. Here we have the iShares Mexico ETF, right? Move up, form a bearish wedge, but actually when you connect the lows here, it's a very nice longer term uptrend line, form a bearish wedge, and the moment it gaps also here, you can actually sell the stock, sell your position. Let's say you bought around here, and at this area you saw a bearish wedge and it drops below an uptrend line. You can actually sell your positions, right, when it drops below the uptrend line. So EXP World Holdings, up, we can draw uptrend line here. Let's say you bought this bottoming breakout, you bought around here and you ride it higher, and then you saw a double top and the stock drops below this uptrend line. Okay, it never goes back up above the uptrend line, and around here you say, okay, I saw a double top kind of pattern and an uptrend line, and maybe I should sell it. Yeah, of course, you should sell it when you have bought the stock here, and around here is a good place to take profit. And look, you just erase all the gains. So I hope that this lesson has been useful to you, and these are just 7 effective ways to use the uptrend line. Okay, we do not go into detail in each one of them, but it just gives you an idea how useful it is. But when you combine this analysis with support and resistance, with chart patterns, with Fibonacci, with indicators, with moving average, it's going to be a very, very powerful tool for you. Okay, either to short stocks or take profits, or know when the stock or the market is about to collapse. Okay, thank you very much for watching to the end. So if you like this lesson, please click the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.